officially started the first meeting of 2025. God, I feel old. Okay, so to start the meeting, I'm going to have Sue give us the birthdays and/or anniversaries for the month of January.
Thank you, President Marion. Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. January 21st, it will be happy birthday to Nancy Ottewell, and January 28th to Lynn Chernosky, and January 29th to Bev Anderson. So
Oh, good.
There
congratulations
you
to all
go.
of you.
Another January baby. Nice.
Happy birthdays.
And, and back to you, Marion.
Okay. Kitty, would you like to give us your eco moment now?
Yes, I would. And thank you. I have become a member of the Environment Committee of District 6330, and I would like to do an eco minute for every Rotary meeting that we have. And tonight, I want to talk briefly about a pressing issue that impacts the climate, our environment, and our communities, reducing the use of plastics. Now, as a member of this committee, I'm helping to raise awareness about the causes of climate change, emphasizing that it's a very real and urgent problem. And my goal is to promote the idea that each of us individually and collectively can take meaningful actions to help mitigate its impacts. Now, you're going to ask, what have plastics to do with climate change? I always thought that reducing plastics would help somewhat in our local communities or even in my little corner of the world. But there is far more to it than that. Single-use plastics like bags, bottles, and packaging are designed for convenience, but they leave a lasting legacy of pollution, and we all know that. They take centuries to degrade, they harm wildlife, but what I learned only recently was the significant contributions that plastics make to greenhouse gas emissions throughout their life cycle. Reducing plastic use is crucial because plastics are made from fossil fuels and their production releases significant greenhouse gases. Approximately 3.4% of global greenhouse gas emissions, significantly contributing to climate change and global warming. So plastics giving 3.4% of the global greenhouse gas emissions. Additionally, plastic waste makes up about 80% of all marine debris, damaging ecosystems and limiting the ocean's ability to sequester carbon, which exacerbates global warming. So reducing plastic use is both a personal responsibility and a community effort. So there are some things that we can do, and you probably know about these. Personal accountability: carry reusable bags, bottles, and utensils. Ditch single-use items for durable alternatives. Choose products with minimal or plastic-free packaging, and support businesses that prioritize sustainability. Refuse plastic straws and utensils when you're out. Repurpose and reuse plastic items that you already have in order to extend their life and reduce waste. Community-focused actions: we can organize community cleanups to remove plastic waste from local parks, beaches, and streets. If possible, work with local businesses to reduce plastic packaging and encourage reusable alternatives. Promote education campaigns in schools, clubs, and neighborhoods about the impact of plastic pollution and how to minimize it. And advocate for local policies that ban or limit single-use plastics, such as plastic bags, which is probably done several years ago. So by taking responsibility for our personal habits and engaging our communities in solutions, we can drastically reduce plastic waste and its harmful effects. As Rotarians, we can lead by example, showing that even small, consistent actions can drive significant change. Together, we can create a cleaner, more sustainable, and much safer world. And if you're questioning climate change, just look at California these days, which is undergoing an apocalyptic fire, which is most unusual. So that's my little presentation. I hope that it resonates with most of you, and we can maybe start to work on something, because the Environment Committee is really trying to get everybody in the district on board so we can make a difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kitty. Jessica, did you have a question, or is that something else? No? Okay. All right. So let's move on. Bev and Sue were going to update us tonight on the migrant workers' backpacks because they have some information for us.
Thank you, President Marion. We have been doing backpacks the last 2 years, and it has been quite successful. The migrants are super pleased and thrilled when they get the bags that contain necessities for them, and some of them come with not much. One of the challenges we've had is when we do it. We tried last year to get a grant, and it took so long, we ended up doing everything without the grant, because by the time the grant came through, if we didn't get them done, the migrants would be gone home, although not all of them leave. This year, we've decided to try and do it a little differently. We've already had some people donate some things. We still have some things on hand for the backpacks, but we'd like to do them by people donating things when they come to the hubs that we do. Periodically, we have a hub in different areas of our
District.
That's kind of what the word is. And this way, people could come in and maybe bring some things. We collect things like face cloths, hand towels, bath towels, socks, baseball caps, gloves, safety glasses, toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant, soap, dish soap, Kleenex, rotary pens, rotary note cards, Walmart bags, sometimes some sample toiletries, and then backpacks. We already have some of these on hand because we've had donations, but we're still in need of quite a few things. And I think it's been a worthwhile project. Certainly has helped the migrant workers, of which we have hundreds in our areas, if not more than that. And they will be coming back soon, a lot of them. Some of them do stay over the winter, but we'll be having a whole lot come in the spring. So it'd be nice to have the backpacks ready for them when they get here this year. And that would be a bit of a change, but I think it would be good. We are in need of certain things, and if anybody wants to sign up for them, that would be great. We're in need of face cloths, hand towels, still a few bath towels. We're good on socks. We definitely need baseball caps. And they need these things, like baseball caps, they need for the weather, obviously. Gloves, we still have some, but we could use some more. Safety glasses. Toothpaste, toothbrushes, we still need some. Deodorant, we need a whole bunch. Soap dishes, if anybody can find any. Soap, we still have some need, depending on how many we're doing. Kleenex, we often get packages for them to start with. Rotary pens, I think we're okay. And rotary note cards were all right. And we do have those because we write each of them a personal card and just tell them where we're from and just to thank them for being here. We also, Walmart bags, because sometimes the backpacks aren't big enough to put everything in, and the Walmart bags are something they can use when they get here if they go shopping and things. So we've been getting Walmart bags, and sometimes we put some of the stuff in the Walmart bags and put it with the backpack. And also the backpacks. Now the backpacks, we have enough. because Marilyn got a bunch of backpacks, and so she's donating some more this year. And so we still have enough backpacks. We're going to be doing between 15 and 20. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. But if anybody has anything they'd like to donate, that would be terrific because it's always needed. And if we get extra, that's okay too, because we'll just save it till next year. It's certainly been a worthwhile project. Back to you, unless there's any questions. Sue.
I just wanted to add to that I have a contact who is getting me Walmart bags. So we're good for that. And she also asked me if we'd be interested. She has, I think, a couple of hundred little sample size of Vino like moisturizers and things. And she asked if we could use them. I said, yes, give them to me. And so I don't have them yet. Those things you don't need to worry about.
Okay.
But I would urge people, if you could get the face cloths and the hand towels, then if we got one item, if we had 15 of them, then we could move on to the next one and try to get 15 of each. Or 20, 15 or 20? How many are we doing?
Well, we'd like to do 20 this year, but if
20,
we get
okay.
again, we're happy with that. It's just a matter of getting them done. And if we divide it up and everybody brings stuff, that would be great. And then we'll get it done. So you can message me and or you can just say, you know, what you'd like to bring, and that would be great. But I'm not sure when our next hub is. I'm sure that'll be decided at some point. And when we have our next hub, then we can people can bring things if they'd like. And if you can't get to a hub and you can get it to somebody's house who's coming to a hub, that would help too.
Oh, that's great. Do you have any idea of the totals so far on the Cup of Kindness?
I have them written down. I was going to ask tonight if there was anybody else who had donated and just haven't let me know. Let me look. I have it right here. I'd have to figure out the total, and I'm not sure if we're including everything from last year because I know Sue did hers with the.
The fundraising with their anniversary.
So I'm not sure if that was counted as well or not. But I can give you a total near the end. I'll add it up. I have it all listed. I haven't totaled.
No, it's not a rush. It's not a rush, but maybe for next meeting you can let us know what the end result is.
Okay. And if anybody
and for safety glasses, you know I'm good for that. So
just putting it out there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's Wednesday and I have to go to Strathroy next Tuesday. So I don't know if I'd be getting them by then, but if I do, they may end up on your doorstep. So
okay.
But we'll see what happens.
That always works.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I'm gonna send Charles all over. Nancy, what's up?
Just have a quick question. Bev, you mentioned about the district grant. Did our club apply this year?
We did apply, and there was a whole lot of mix-up with the grants. They changed the leader that was doing it, and somebody came in partway, and we didn't get any answers. And we did all the stuff we were supposed to do, but we just by the time it looked like it might come through, we were already done. And because you can't wait forever.
No.
And this was going on. I think it was almost September, wasn't it, Sue? When it was just like it's like you know. So this is a project that really needs to be done early, and we can't do it and then like do it for this year, last year. Like it has to be in the year, and so it's like, so that's why we just thought we'd do it ourselves.
The reason I ask is I was at the Pastors to Governors meeting last month, and of course saw the foundation sharing for the district, and the Passport Club was there with a dollar amount. So I wasn't sure where we were at. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get it. I didn't know where we were document wise. So I believe it has to be completed by April, paperwork in final.
I thought I had canceled it. I thought I had canceled it out.
Oh, okay. That may not have been up to date then, Sue.
Yeah, or maybe I didn't totally cancel it. I'm not, I can
Okay.
look into that. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just wondering. It would help, I'm sure, but if it didn't happen this year, it didn't happen. I know if the paperwork doesn't go in, then it goes to another club or somewhere else if it didn't. So, but I was interested. I didn't realize that because I was under the impression as well that we had kind of decided to defer it. Yeah. So just bringing that up.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm glad to hear that we're coming along with it on our own, though, because it is a really nice thing to do that has an immediate impact for people. So next thing is the Kiva program. We had our speaker last month, and I felt that the Rotary Club members were very enthusiastic about the idea. The big issue really was whether or not the Rotary Club wants to make it a club project, or if the members who are interested participate in it individually. Now, if it becomes a club project per se, there has to be a member who will spearhead it. However, if individual members are interested in participating in Kiva without having to go through a club process, we have some members already involved in it. And I was hoping that either Kitty or Sue could talk to us about what it's like for them participating in Kiva as individuals.
Well, I got involved because I listened initially to Pat at the E-Club of Canada 1. I heard the presentation, listened and took his advice, and it, $25 is the minimum, and here if I donate $25 to somebody requesting a loan, I thought, why not? I'm just going to go for it and try it. And that's exactly what I did. Probably put in about $100. And that was individual. I also did join a team that they set up for the E-Club of Canada 1. But within a month, I got back I think it was two payments. Now they were $3.15 or something like that. And I'm like, oh wow, this is really great. And then the next month, actually I'm up to now about $8.90, something like that people have paid back. Not that they pay it back immediately. They pay it back regularly, get a report on the whole thing, and it's just nice to know you have a bit of a dialogue with Kiva when you get a payment, and it just an update. So you're helping somebody, and then it's a consistent payment that they make, and they're doing things that they couldn't do without the loan. And I'm not the only one involved in a loan to a particular individual. You can look online and there may be 12, 20 people, maybe more, who have decided that this is a good prospect, so they'll donate. It's especially if it's something like $3,000 they want, but some of them want $400, and that's what you do. You're not on the hook. I'm on the hook for $25 minus $8 now. So when it comes back, and whenever I get the $25, I'm going to lend it out again to somebody. And, it's just a fun thing to do that I know I'm helping at an international project that I would never have the chance to do otherwise. And it's not a whole lot, but together, the collective support from everybody makes it happen. And people are doing better because of it. People who cannot get a bank loan because there are no banks where they are. I love it. I'm so pleased that I discovered it. And I don't see any reason why I don't continue it and just make it much more a project and part of my life as well. So anybody who, I mean, I do have this PowerPoint presentation that anybody can go through. I could send it to you if you wanted to spend the time and just look at all the points in favor of this project, if you have any doubts. But I have no doubts at all. So I highly recommend it.
I would really appreciate it, Kitty, if you could send that PowerPoint out to everybody in the club.
Yeah.
I think what I've been looking at is if we can, first of all, ask the club members if they see the PowerPoint, if any of them are willing to spearhead a club project of Kiva. If not, I think we can at least encourage our individual members. And I think the biggest point being that it's not a one-time donation, because when you donate, you don't get anything back. When you're lending, although there is some default issue, it's pretty small. So that
Very
money
small.
that you give rotates around and around and around before it depreciates out, right? So it's not like you gave $25. It's 25, 25, 25, 25 over and over and over again. And so this is the thing, is that you're having such a multiple effect versus just here's $25 and that's it.
I think that this club, my recommendation seriously would be that this club get involved as individuals and have a meeting or send in an email once a month or whatever and say, this is what I've got, and just have an update that this at this point in time, so much money has been donated or loaned out by so many. Maybe give a little biography of who is receiving the monies, and just that as individuals in a collective group, this is the difference that we are making, rather than having somebody take on that task at the moment. That's my recommendation, because I'm doing it for me, but I'm part of this club. So this club is donating, and Sue is doing the same thing. So we're donating on behalf of the club as Rotarians.
Bev, you had something you wanted to say?
Oh yeah, there's a couple of ways that we could do that, and as Kitty says, individually is great, and I think as a family and showing your kids what you're doing and people in these situations and how little they need, but how much you can help them, I think can be life changing. So I think there's a lot of ways to do it, but as a group, we can also, besides doing it as individuals, we can set up a team of 2 or 3 people who we can take sort of a poll of what people would like to sponsor, or how, people in what situations or what countries or whatever. And we as a team can also raise money, or however we do that, and maybe even get a grant for Kiva and do it that way. I'm not sure. There could be a lot of different ways to do it, but I think it's something that we should look at.
I wonder if the grants program would allow us to get a grant for that.
I don't know. I was just thought.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, hey, anything, right?
Well,
Rich,
it doesn't hurt.
Looking to say something?
Yeah, I was sorry. I've got a kind of a cold going on here these days, but I was just going to share, like, Laura started on Kiva like 15 years ago, so she has a real, a long track record that matches, what we heard in the presentation and what Kitty shared tonight. The default rate is right in line with the average, and she's just been able to let her small
It's
amount
fun to do.
Keep rolling over.
Yeah.
And you can kind of set it and forget it sometimes if you want to get in there and make sure that you've reallocated, great. If you can't get in there for weeks or months or whatever, it's okay, right? Like, that money's still just because you haven't reallocated your $8 yet, that's okay, right? So it doesn't have to be. I wanted to share, like, I don't think it has to be this like onerous task to take care of that. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that Laura had a real
excellent.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Patrick has been doing it and he's been doing it for the club for his Rotary clubs since 2012. So he's been all over it. But I like the idea that, you know, there are things that you donate to every year as a Rotarian. And every year it's $100 or $100, and you know, it's every year. But this, you can lay out, you can say, this is it. I'm going to do $300 maximum, and I'm going to get all this, and then you're going to get it back. And then it's like, oh, look at my little kitty there, and I've got this money. Now I can lend it out again, and then it comes back. So it's fantastic.
Yeah. Lynn, what was up with you?
My understanding is that I don't think it would qualify for a grant.
Yeah.
Because normally when you're doing these kind of things, you have a Rotary Club at the other end that makes sure the funds are going where they're supposed to be going. So I think this would have to be an individual thing.
Right. But we can also donate as a group.
Yeah, as a team. Yeah.
That, but I think individually is fine, and that's something we can report on because I think it's a fabulous idea.
Well, every one of us who gets involved is part in running an international project.
That's right. Well, I would like to suggest that we arrange at least one meeting and maybe continuing meetings at a day of the week and time that is helpful for most people, where we can work on our Kiva together. Maybe, like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but if we had a group getting together at a specific day of the week and time, and could do screen sharing, I could get somebody to walk me through it. And then I could get started. And then when I don't know what to do next, I can ask them to show me again. And I think maybe that's something that we should be looking at, is if we can get some sort of a separate little get together thing online on a monthly basis or a bi-monthly basis, where we can work together so that we all can see how we're managing, and if we're having difficulties, like I most likely will, that we can all get a chance to participate, and like you said, as much or as little. It's a minimum 25, and that's it. And if that's all you want to do, that's all you want to do. If you want to do more, you do more. If you want to continue putting money in, you continue putting money in, but you don't have to. And and it would just be nice, because it'd be something that we could all do sort of together, but we don't have to, like you said, you don't have to be structured with it. And like Rich said, if you're not doing it this month, you're not doing it this month. It's not the end of the world.
It's not a monthly thing.
It's when you have the chance, you do it. And when you don't have the chance, it'll wait. So, I'm going to be bringing that into the board meeting, by the way, and we'll see if we can arrange a day and time of the week on at least a semi-regular basis, and then anybody who's interested can participate, and we'll see how many club members that we can encourage, and find out how they feel when they're doing it and how much they're getting out of it. Because if you're finding it fun, we should all be able to find it fun. And I like fun.
It's satisfying to know that you're helping somebody.
Well, I think bring in the family too, and the kids can see what's happening, because you get to see pictures and situations and what people are asking for. And I know for a lot of kids, it's like, wow, it's very interesting, and they learn a lot from it,
which is always good. Yeah. So we're going to pursue that further, and hoping that when everybody gets a chance to look through Kitty's PowerPoint, then we can get some date set up that we'll be able to start giving everybody the opportunity to have a helping hand getting involved in it, and then they can enjoy it too. So you'll hear more on that with the next meeting, of course. So that's, Lynn, you have a good night. She's heading off. So the next thing on our program for tonight is the Did You Know, which goes back to Sue.
Well, thank you. And we just to refresh you on the December question. Did you know that I got hit in the face with a ball when I was 6 years old? And although I ended up keeping my 2 front teeth, they were swinging back and forth for a while. Who am I? And I'll tell you, all of the guesses that I got were wrong.
Of course they were wrong.
Marion, give a bow here. President Marion, look at her teeth. Just check them out there.
Yeah, I got an actual baseball in my face when I was 6. One of the reasons why I became a latchkey kid, because my folks couldn't trust my brother to take me home after school. Then he put me behind the back catcher at a baseball game that they put up, and I landed up with the baseball in the face.
No.
So after that date, I started going home with this key on a rope string around my neck for the rest of my life.
Better safe than sorry.
Well, yeah, some people just can't be trusted. So yeah,
I have a new one for you for
Yay.
2025 to start off the year for January. Did you know I spent a year in a communist country? Who am I? So send me your guesses. And also, I would appreciate it if each and every one of you would send me a secret fact about yourself, because I am running low and I might have to just make up things. Thank you, and back to you, Marion.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pass it over to Rick for happy notes.
There we go. So everyone feeling happy, or should we call this sad notes? Oh, there we go. That's because happy. Be happy about it. You're sitting on something. I don't know what's going on.
I was just being silly, but I am happy. My son moved in, so now my son is permanently here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, hush.
Until you get sick of them.
And I'm happy that my husband has a very understanding boss and he was able to sneak away today. Thank you.
Well, there you go. Good to have those things. Obviously good to have those things.
With multiple kids, it takes a village to raise them, believe me, even the 20-year-old.
Yeah. Kind of sad, but we're still happy for him anyway. Who else is happy today?
Oh, I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Because at least when I let Charles go off to get his kid a tetanus shot, I know at least I can always call Jessica to help me with something in return. So it's a two-way street. So I'm happy.
Way to go. Who's next? Or do I have to point someone out? And you can actually fake it. Actually, I'll accept anything. Yeah, Beth.
February of last year, the last week of February, I decided to go whole food plant-based and get healthier. And as of today, I have lost 98 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I've got 8.7 left. So I was aiming for 105. So I'm, yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations indeed. We're all jealous.
Small person.
Who's next?
Wow.
Let's think here. Heather's thinking very heavily. What's making her happy? What's making her happy today, Heather?
It's thinking.
I'm still thinking. It's been a long day.
You went for a walk in the snow?
I had a whole week and a half off over Christmas, so that was nice.
Mm.
So I'm happy about that. I needed the break.
Did it serve all well for you? That you're happy enough because you're or are you just sadder now that you're back to work?
That too. It's just been crazy.
I think we all would deal with that.
I don't like the backlog of a week being off for a week and a half.
Oh, yes. That's the problem there too. Is that the world does not stop just because you do. Okay. Well, good without that. Then. Who else would have a happy day? Or happiness to get? Oops, Susan was first, and then Nancy.
I am happy about the internet and YouTube because over the holidays, I discovered there was some reason I decided to look up online the musical Six. Six, the musical. And I don't know where it came from in my head, but it's
SICK?
SIX.
SIX, six.
And if you're like me, you totally missed that it was in Toronto last year, and this show. It's about Henry VIII's six wives, and you can get the music on YouTube. And I have been humming those tunes like you. Rick is just going crazy. I have fallen in love with a musical that I didn't even know was here. And if you get a chance, go on YouTube. Six, the musical. Each of the six wives it tells her story in song. And Anne Boleyn, for example, hers is "Sorry, not sorry, don't lose your head." Anyways, Anna, Queen of Cleves, or Anne of Cleves, who was another one who didn't die. She was divorced. Hers is "I'm the queen of the castle, get down, you dirty rascal." And they're so fun. It's just so much joy in this musical.
Oh, by the way, she got a castle in the divorce.
Anyways, I keep forcing Rick to listen to it.
Yes. Some days when I hear music, I turn my stereo on as loud as I can.
Anyways, if you're looking for something different, if you've got the winter blues, just listen to one of the songs. Anne Boleyn's is the one that I can't get out of my head. "Sorry, not sorry, don't lose your head." Anyways, back to you, Rick.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And of course, I enjoy it immensely because why not? Nancy, you had something to say.
Oh, well, I'm not going to be as much fun as Sue. I just want to say how nice it was to see the sun today.
Yeah.
George and I were going out. We had some things we wanted to do, and we couldn't get our garage door to go down. So we played around and played around and played around. We thought finally we got it down. Like we made sure our car was in. But I just want to say I was able to phone somebody and they can come tomorrow morning, which is good because we've got things to do tomorrow that I want to do today. But yeah, it was, I'm happy that there are people out there that answer the phone when you call.
That's not nice.
It was lovely. And he was so accommodating. I just want to say we've met some lovely contractors in this area. Not that there's anything wrong with other ones, but what a pleasure to call someone and have them pick up the phone with a friendly voice. That's my story.
It sounds like a lovely story, actually. We don't have a garage door that automatically opens, so if it doesn't open, Sue's fault.
Oh.
Open that door, Susan. Yeah, some days it just doesn't work.
Oh,
like there.
Sorry, not sorry.
Good one, Sue.
Hey, Terry, you busy driving there? You have something happy to say?
I do. I was just thinking about it. I was happy when my security system went off today, and I had the camera caught the image of somebody in my house, and it was my daughter delivering dinner into my fridge. So that she said, "You come home late so often, Dad. We had a great meal and thought you'd like to have part of it." So, but it's not the first time she's done it, but maybe it's the first time she didn't let me know. So I saw it on camera, but
nice.
It was wonderful.
And it was obviously that close to calling the police and saying, "Someone's in my house, go and get them right now."
Yeah, exactly. Hitting the button and say, "Hey." But
exciting too, actually. Nice, but exciting. And we have left is Rich. You have something nice to say, or happy to say, I should say. You always have something nice to say. Are you happy?
The customer service talk there reminded me of a meme that I saved and shared with Laura yesterday, and it said, some customer on the phone was saying I was very helpful and way better than the person he was speaking to yesterday, who was also me. I gotta chuckle out of that. I save quite a few things like I see throughout my day, and I'll share it at night with Laura. Sometimes she laughs, sometimes she doesn't laugh at my sense of humor, but she laughed at that one too. So
that's everyone's way type idea. Some days it's funny, and some days it's not so funny.
Yeah.
Kitty, are you happy? You look happy, Kitty.
Do I?
Yeah, to a point.
Well, I'm just listening to Nancy's story about the garage door, but I heard a story this morning about a garage door. We've got friends in Perry Sound who have 2 border collies, and they've got a garage and a garage door that's an automatic garage door. And I guess the switch to close the garage door is not right by the garage door. It's up at the entrance to the house, right? Anyway, one of their dogs, maybe the 2 of them, they're border collies, if I didn't say, and learned that if she stands under the door won't close. So she taunts the owner, my friend, right? So he's trying to shut the garage door, and the dog rushes over and prevents it. So he's got to go. And apparently 4 times yesterday morning, it took him before he could get the garage door to shut. But the other little interesting side note to that is that this lovely border collie, and they're lovely. I love border collies. But this lovely border collie evidently hasn't just kept that secret to herself. She has shared it with the neighbor's dog. So the neighbor's dog now can do the same thing. So they just have fun playing with their owner. And he wasn't laughing quite as much, so I think we are. But anyway.
So there's a conspiracy going on among that neighborhood. Every dog they go to, oh, by the way, got an automatic door. Just underneath it before it shuts, and it won't shut. Drive them crazy.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not in that neighborhood.
That sounds like a good start to a kid's book.
Isn't that a funny thing?
It is, actually. We have to think about that one too.
You can come and have my border collie. He's 9 months old and he's full size. And he is the most mischievous little thing. Big thing. He's has quite the personality.
Because they're clever. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you must be.
And
you haven't sent him after sheep yet, have you?
What's that?
You haven't sent him after sheep yet, have you? Just to see what he'll do, type idea.
Oh yeah.
We have cows.
Well, cows. I'm not sure if I want to be kissing cows on a border collie, but I suppose it would work. I don't know much other than I've seen sheep being thrown above by border collies. But that's about all.
Let me see if I can share this video. If you guys can see this. Just a sec. I'm not tech savvy. Like Kitty.
Maybe one of your young children can do it for you.
Probably.
Or maybe one of the border collies.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, hang on. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I gotta go back. I'm gonna see if I can share my screen here.
Here it starts.
So this apparently is a reoccurring thing every night.
He runs around.
Oh yes, and like how yes, this is like apparently the every night thing now with him. I don't know.
He's just playing. He's just having.
Oh yeah, but like they'll get. Oh, you should see some of the stuff he does. He's
I love
kind
it.
of. Oh, like he will. I don't know how to. Oh, stop sharing. He even the cows in the barn that are tied up, like they can root their head and like they've made him go flying because like he'll bite their nose or their ears or.
He's just in love with those animals. They're best friends. Yeah.
There's a reason why they're starting to call the dog Ka-ching.
Well, yeah, pretty soon he's gonna get rooted into the wall, I think. Yeah.
He's been to the vet more times already.
Oh,
because he loves having fun. There you go.
Oh,
He
he's
jumped
an
up.
accident waiting to happen. He matches their whole family just perfectly.
There you go. That's why he gets loved
He was
more.
playing with something and he jumped up, and when he landed funny and he fractured his leg. And he was only what, 5 months at the
oh
time,
no.
4 months. It healed fine, so you wouldn't know to see him now. But then there shortly after he had to get fixed just so that he wouldn't wander off. Yes. After losing 2 dogs last year, I don't need to lose a third.
No, it's a little bit of a problem.
Oh, the dog's wandering off. Anyway, I guess we're all done there. Everyone's happy, or seems to be happy. I'll give it back to Mary.
Well, then I'm going to give it back to you again for the 4-way test.
Whoa, the exciting part, Wherever it goes, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And the fifth one, Kitty?
Will it be fun?
Yeah, there we go. We can actually have them put that on instead of the 4-way test. Should be the 5-way test. Maybe we can
Unwritten fifth one.
the unwritten rule. How do you know? What was that? Yeah, that unwritten rule. What was it? We don't know. It was unwritten. Okay. Back to you, Mary.
Thank you very much, Rich and Kitty, Rick and Kitty. Okay, anybody else have anything for the good of Rotary? Going once, going twice. It's done. Thank you all for coming tonight. Have a great rest of the evening. Have a great rest of the week. Hope to see you all at Happy Chats because they're still on. And then otherwise, we'll see you the first week of February for our next meeting. And I look forward to seeing you all here then. Good night. Meeting's
Good
adjourned.
Good night.